But time to end the talking and time to go racing in the Unlimited's Heat 1A. And here are your racers. The Haas Mortgage Investors 2 with Jimmy King at the controls. The Formula.com, Jeff Bernard, the young gun. The defending champ, Steve David and Oh Boy Alberto. The Graham Trucking, J. Michael Kelly. And the Our Gang Racing, Kip Brown at the controls. That is Heat 1A.
Heat 1A of the Chevy Cup at Seafair is brought to you by AT&T. Your world delivered, and is presented for Seafair by Graham Trucking, import, export, and regional domestic. Let us take a load off.
And we take a look with just a minute over the start time from Chopper 7, high above the race course here on the shores of Lake Washington. Chip, let's start with you. Steve David, the Oh Boy Alberto. As we look at the Graham Trucking, there's the Alberto boat. He is the defending champ. What are his chances this year?
Chances are very good. He is the defending champion. What's surprising to me right now is he's working so hard to get the inside lane. He's going to race Jeff Bernard. That's going to be his competition here, and he wants the inside.
And Mike, Jeff Bernard, a young gun in that Formula boat. He's got it running pretty well this season.
He is, but let's not overlook J. Michael Kelly. I think he may have some beams there that may surprise us.
We'll take a look at that. In the meantime, Pat O'Day, the other member of our broadcast team, with the fastest qualifier.
Well, the Jack in the Box, congratulations go to Gig Harbor's Jeff Bernard in the red with a white-tailed Formula boat. The U5 qualified at a screamingly fast 154.615 miles an hour. And for the best in fast food, anytime, stop by your nearest Jack in the Box.
And for the best in unlimited hydroplane racing, we turn it over to Mike Fitzsimmons.
And that is Jeff Bernard you were looking at as they come down to make their start. It's on the inside. The Oh Boy Alberto with Steve David, Jeff Bernard lane number 2. J. Michael Kelly is in the Graham Trucking in lane 3. And the other two boats, of course, are Jimmy King and Kip Brown. Here they come down into the start, and it is a fair start. Everybody was on time. Lots of traffic going into that lower corner. And just as you suggested, Chip Hanauer, it is the red boat and the red and green boat.
I'd be very surprised if the red boat on the outside, which is Jeff Bernard, can beat him from the outside. I tell you, Steve David has got a very fast boat this year, but he's proven me wrong right now. Look at him go by.
He is pulling right up alongside and in third place, and also reeling him in. Oh no, just showed a big blast of flame coming out of the U3 boat, that the Haas Mortgage boat. And that may be the end for Jimmy King up there in that corner. It looks like he's going down. Anyway, out of the corner, here comes the boat on the right, of course, the Oh Boy Alberto defending champion. But look at the Formula Boats.com rather come at you. This is going to be almost a photo finish at the start-finish line at the end of lap number 1. They are only a couple of boat lengths apart.
What you're seeing is the old master right there in the Oh Boy Alberta, the defending champion. And I think the guy right behind him, Jeff Bernard, is going to be one of the great drivers of all time.
They turned that first lap at over 152 miles an hour in competition.
Now, that was one of the faster speeds even in qualifying, so you can see that these guys really wanted badly. Up the back chute, we still got a dandy battle going on. Steve and David going to try this time through the upper corner to try to make him drive a large amount of real estate, Jeff Bernard, to try to force him to the wide outside if at all possible. And Jeff senses that he's back just a little bit. He's not trying to come in too hot into that corner. He also has a little traffic in the form of the U3, the Haas Mortgage 2, which went dead in the water up there. Okay, at the end of lap number 2, a rooster tail ahead now. It is the Oh Boy Alberto. Jeff Bernard appears now, Chip Hanauer, to have settled into second place.
Yeah, 145 for the Alberto and about 138 for the Formula.
You know, he has settled back into second place because he knows that, in second place, if he keeps finishing second all day, that'll get him into the final. No point in hurting something, just an elimination race.
And one thing to note, too, the fourth place boat, which of course is Kip Brown, drive the Our Gang Racing. That particular boat started for the first time on the front line, so the officials obviously think that rookie is now ready to go racing. Well, it's not going to be a difficult time at all for the Oh Boy Alberto, the defending Chevy Cup champion from last year. Has things all his way. Steve David takes a nice wide turn. Not a whole lot of speed through that corner, but he's not going to need a whole lot of speed. Checkered flag is out for the Oh Boy Alberto, the U6 from Madison, Indiana. Steve David from down in Florida, and he wins. P1A.
You know what's impressive to me, Mike, is the speeds are one thing, but how well these new boats ride. They just, in the old days you get so much air they'd hang up. Now they just are nice and level, but nice and free.
They did, of course, loosen them up a little bit because earlier in the day when they were testing, we had pretty rough water, but the water wasn't all that bad this time. Third place overall, there's J. Michael Kelly in the Graham Trucking boat, and he'll be heard from yet before this Chevy Cup is over.
And And the rookie Kip Brown in the red dot finishes 4th.
You know, you might recognize the last name Brown. Of course,
sure.
we all know Nate Brown, both as a commentator and a driver. This is actually, I believe, his nephew.
It is.
And a kid that's going to, I think, do very well and brought up in a racing family, obviously.
So what are the Alberto guys down there saying right now about this first run? Not a lot of competition in this run, or the boat went so smoothly, everything went just as planned. What are they talking about, Chip?
From where I sit, that thing looked really, really nice. And what Steve did well is he was on time at the start, and he was on the inside. And, you know, we saw last year in the final heat how much that inside means to these guys. I mean, we saw Dave Ilwalk and John Theoret fight so much for the inside they took themselves out of the race. I'm surprised to see them fight this hard for the inside, though, in an elimination race.
And skimming along the top of the water, your unofficial winner, Steve David in the Oh Boy Alberto. Let's first head down and talk with that young gun, Jeff Bernard, the #2 finisher here in Heat 1A. Rock?
Thanks, Steve. Jeff Bernard, great start and a really fast first lap.
Yeah, it's tough to beat any of these guys right now from the outside. It's whoever gets lane one. And we got up there a little early on the start, made a better start. We had them for the first lap, but like I said, it's tough to win from the outside. There's 7 boats that are too fast, and you got to be doing 5 miles an hour faster than them. So rethink our game going in tomorrow, and hopefully we can get this thing inside because we're fast.
All right, Jeff, thanks a lot. Let's go over to guard with the Alberto camp.
All right, thanks, Bill. Steve David, the water was smooth. You were pretty smooth today, huh?
Oh, I tell you, for an old man guard, this is a lot of fun. They have the Alberto set up perfectly for this water. It was really taking the lumps very, very well. And now it's just get to the final tomorrow. I got to win a couple more heats. We're in a points race. We just gained 200 in our closest competitors, so it's a great day for Alberto.
And it seemed pretty competitive, even though it was a heat.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he out-qualified me by 2 miles an hour, and if we weren't inside of him, it would have been a whole different story.
All right, good luck.
Thanks, guard. I appreciate it.
All right, Steve, back to you.
And so, the Alberto, your official winner. Let's take a look at the official race results from Heat 1A from yesterday. The Oh Boy Alberto, the FormulaBoats.com, Graham Trucking, the Our Gang Racing Team, along with Haas Mortgage Investors 2.
Heat 1A of the Chevy Cup at Seafair has been brought to you by AT&T. Your world delivered.
Congratulations to Steve David and the Oh Boy Alberto, the Muckleshoot photo winner of Heat 1A. Experience the biggest and the best. Muckleshoot Casino and Bingo.